Okay, hi guys. I recorded the second episode and then my computer decided to just go and we did these, but apparently it won't let me skip. Wait, hold on. Oh, no. That's not what I want. Okay, apparently it won't let me skip and stuff because this is a different save. So, yeah. So, we're going to pick what we picked before, or try. And it looks like it's different, but whatever. And then we're going to record everything that I recorded before. And, yeah, let's just do this. Okay. Death. Why is, what's her face, anxiety, there we go. I hope she's, never mind. We're picking good things for her. We want her. We want her. That's who I want. I want to get close with her. Ah, crap. We are totally not getting anything of the middle girl. It's hilarious. Like, seriously, it's hilarious. Aw. Well, there we go. Speak of the devil. When it comes to this game, so, okay. Yeah, vivacious. I don't know what that means. Pout would be the middle girl. Man, she is dark. Like, you'd never think it, but she's dark. Two of them for the middle girl. Okay. My voice is like hurts from recording episode 1. And I'm doing it on the same day. I'm flopping over my words. Okay. Hi again, Panda. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. I am back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Panda. I hope this isn't overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on, like he needs any slack. So you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Pfft, boom goes the dynamite. I'm stupid. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. I think that. The real life panda likes manga. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Playing games like this and I'm a girl, it's really weird. Never thought of myself playing one of these girly things. Don't worry, guys. Panda always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. Why am I cleaning my room? Like, seriously. Clean your own room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy. It's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Yes, be jealous. Be jealous. Be all the jelly. How come? You and Panda could be good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even bought you something, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read. It should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same one she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah! Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Oh, I see. There's something fairly obvious that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is entitled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kinda dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not like that. I mean, I definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Like me in real life. Real life Panda is like in-game Yuri. It's just those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. And then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out of to be naive, one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, ain't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then, but I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. But I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I could do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? Ugh. Glasses are dirty. You don't have to. Aha, what are you saying? Just a minute ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri. Yeah, are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. Let's save real quick. Just to be on the safe side. It's not a particular bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhere comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way instead of I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that means kind of difficult to turn the page. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding like this, we huddled closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I could do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri, this might be silly. The main character kind of reminds me of you. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's a little bit more blunt, but she second guesses herself and says what she says and does. Like she's afraid she's doing something wrong. It's not like I could see in your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent, some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remained silent for a moment. But Panda, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad thing or anything. Bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know. You were so self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I'm more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think that is about to share today's poems with each other. We might not have any time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's me. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on the top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read when it picks up after, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off, then slip it back in my bed. By the way, did you remember to write a poem? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'm never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastic pull out their Sayori's on a wrinkly piece of paper. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki, yeah, and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. We want to read it with Yuri. We also want to save. Sorry, guys. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighting exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? She covers her mouth and ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate that you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. She stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know. I just mean, trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I am able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of picked them up. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their own style deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you could be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together, probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I should be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing for me or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity to her, which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Something of my hair illuminates beneath the amber glow. Battling, it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing air in the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting, but it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you two ghosts? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. Really? I must have missed the point. I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being sublimically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. I was really nervous about this. But then I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you. Me too. I don't want to share it with everybody else. Okay, we're just going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed.